Yo dudes, welcome to the ultimate steak sandwich. I remember back over 20 years ago, we were in Philadelphia for summer and they had these incredible steak sandwiches. I remember before we were vegan, I remember devouring them, think they were amazing. This is a tribute to this. I think this is much better. We're using our own organic sourdough bread, which we bake in our bakery. We're gonna make an incredible filling. This is epic, this is delicious, and you're gonna love it. First step, we've got a frying pan on medium heat. Into that, I'm gonna put in 1 tablespoon of oil. I've got 200 grams of oyster mushrooms, which I've shredded. The reason why I shredded them is just so they break up and they end up like kind of chopped steak. Now that our pan's nice and hot and the oil's warm, I'm just popping them in. We're gonna just move them aside so they're all nicely spread out. And now we're gonna apply what's known as compression. So I've simply cut a piece of baking parchment that fits over the top, and I'm taking the weight from the next pan and just gonna really compress. This compression is gonna do 2 things. 1, it's gonna help encourage more evaporation of water from the mushrooms, and 2, what it's also gonna do is it's gonna compress them against the base of the frying pan to encourage more browning, more caramelization, and more flavor. So leave it like this for a good couple of minutes. We want to leave this for about 3-4 minutes, really, until it starts to sizzling slightly less. So while I'm leaving that, I've got another pan here on a medium heat. I'm going to put in a little bit of oil, probably about about a teaspoon of oil. And I've chopped some onion and pepper. We're going to fry these down because traditionally a Philly cheesesteak would have some onion and pepper with it. So not too much, just a little bit to go in our sandwich. So it's about half an onion and about half a red pepper. Into that I'm just adding a pinch of salt, just help it break down. I'll just check in on my mushrooms. It's been about 3 minutes. The sizzle has declined ever so slightly, so I'm just gonna check on them. Okay, I'm just gonna stir our oyster mushrooms. You'll see there's a little bit of water hanging on them, which I don't really want, so I'm just gonna give them a nice stir and just loosen them all up. You'll see there is a nice bit of browning there and a lot of flavor. I wanna turn it all around, get the moisture starting to evaporate before we do the other side. Oh, I love that sizzle. So here we're really just trying to brown the onions and the peppers. It's about taking time, just allowing them to caramelize slowly. And obviously they're stacked a little bit higher here, so there will be a little bit of trapping of moisture. So I'm just moving, just allowing that water to evaporate so we end up with fried onion and peppers as opposed to kind of more steamed. Okay, time to check in on our mushrooms. Okay, so starting of lovely flavor development. Look at this for browning. Ooh, all these charred bits are just gonna be, oh, look at that. Okay, now we're ready. Showtime. Time to add some umami to this mushroom party. I've got 1 tablespoon of tamari. This will just help really coat them with an extra layer of flavor. So when you do use this technique, your mushrooms will compress. They'll be a lot more grizzly, really fleshy like in terms of their mouthfeel. So I'm gonna turn them off the heat now. Okay, here's a top tip. So with our mushrooms, I think they're delicious. We're gonna take half them out and we're gonna cheese up another half of them, a little under half of them. Okay, we're gonna take 2 slices of our vegan cheddar cheese. We're gonna add that to the pan and allow that to melt. We wanna make this to be a nice spreadable cheese with which we can put into our hoagie or our sourdough baguette. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Ooh. Oh, look at this. Okay, if you believe this is healthy, sorry, this is just sheer decadence. Look at that for magnificent. Okay, showtime, right. We've got our sourdough baguette, also known as a hoagie, I think in America you guys call it. First step, I'm gonna go with mustard, just a straight up Dijon mustard or a smooth mustard. Next, I'm going with a generous tablespoon of vegan mayo on top of our sourdough baguette. And now it's time for the fun. I got a bit of leaves, just because I want to make it ever so slightly healthier. Leave them out if you please, but we want to just give a slight little salute to health. Okay, next step, in goes our creamy, cheesy, decadent mushroom. We've got a few peppers, we're going to put down the side here. And now, just to finish it up, we're going to take some mushrooms on top. Okay, this looks amazing. It looks gooey, it looks grizzly, it looks creamy. There's a little tribute to health there. Anyway, this is a sourdough baguette baked by Danny. He was gonna be in the video, but he was just did one at the end, but big shout out to Danny, babe. You can hear him giggling in the background. Okay, here we are, the moment of truth. My God. Like, okay, wait a sec. But, no, I won't wait too long. It's just bursting with flavour, like that melted cheese, the grizzly steak, the vegan mayo, like it's just, This is incredibly tasty, banging with flavour. Do try this steak sandwich. There's such a variety of textures. It's a great one to try to, you know, impress your non-vegan mates, just the variety of flavours, texture, and kind of like the subtle sophistication that's in this sandwich. Anyway, thank you for subscribing to this channel. If you are looking to learn more, we started a podcast. We're loving it. We've just finished a series on community, exploring localization, the impact of globalization. It's incredible. Our mind has been blown with it. Do check it out. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this and sending lots of love.